So today the theme that we are all entering in is about fake spirituality or fake positivism and bypassing spirituality. About this theme, there's a big current of that. To be a spiritual person, we need to behave, we need to speak, we need to think in a certain way. That means that somehow we create an image of what it means to be spiritual. It means that we have a projection of what really means. And a lot of times put us in a place that we need to behave, to speak, even to dress in a certain way. So there's a division, there's a separation of what is spiritual and what is not spiritual. And what I would like to present you is that nothing is not spiritual. Everything that we live, that we feel, that we think, it's impossible to be in a separation of what is spiritual, because everything is spiritual. The matter is spiritual. Life is already being spiritual. But in this mind separation, that what we do, all the judgments, all the criticism that we provoke, all the labels that we put of what could be, should be spiritual, is something that isolates us and separates us from what really means to be in our true essence and spirituality. That's why in our days there's a big confusion in our days, and for centuries there was a big confusion in what really means to be spiritual. If you look to mankind history, since centuries, all the religions and all the churches, no matter what was the religion or the name that we gave to God through that religion, they provoke always a separation what means to be spiritual, because they always put something to achieve, a God that is outside and we are the sinners, or we need to behave in a certain way so we can be accepted by that religion. Spirituality is something that goes beyond any religion. Spirituality, true spirituality, or even the word true here doesn't make any sense. Spirituality goes beyond any philosophy or any description of what should be. So what does it mean, spirituality? For me, in my opinion, in my way of living, in my capacity of sensing life, true spirituality means that we have the capacity to hold what is really happening to ourselves without judging, without separation, without wanting to be different. So most of the time, what happens to us, and that's of course the main reason, is because how we were raised in this society. Everything that happens to us, any feeling that happens to us, we immediately start to react, because somehow we want or to grab or to reject. So there's this need to feel at peace, this need to feel positive emotions. In this sense, of course, we all start to run in the direction of what spirituality should be. We all start to follow thousands of gurus that tell us how to achieve peace, how to become calm, how to become positive. And most of the time what we are doing is trying to recreate the image that we think that spirituality it is. So in my point of view, in my perspective, true spirituality is an act of consciousness, is where we allow ourselves to dive deep into the pure consciousness that we are, but we don't remember, and most of the time we don't acknowledge. So true spirituality is the possibility that each one of us have to become the conscious beings that we are, but we have so many layers of unconscious conditioning and unconscious emotions, repressed emotions and belief systems and ideas created by the mind that doesn't allow us to really be in touch and to accept the present moment and our true essence. So what normally we are looking for in our spiritual path is a way for us to feel better. It's a way to feel at peace, a way to feel more calm. But what we are doing in this deep desiring to feel at peace, in this desire to feel more calm or more happy, is that we are already creating another desire, and that desires, what they do is to make a separation of what is really happening to us. So if for a moment we allow ourselves just to be present for what is really happening without any judgment or criticism, if we can embrace what is happening in that moment, even if it's deep discomfort, even if it's deep pain, even if it's deep joy or clarity, if we allow ourselves to embrace as a loving mother, a caring mother or father that tell us it's okay. It's okay to feel sad. It's okay to feel angry. It's okay to feel so joyful that the entire world seems small to you, that you want to share this love. If you allow yourself to feel this even discomfort, not only in the emotions, but what these emotions provoke in your body, if you allow yourself not to run away from it, what we are really doing is holding a true space of this acceptance and this deeper and wider piece of accepting anything that happens, including non-peace, including all what normally we want to call negative emotions and positive emotions. What we call negative emotions and positive emotions are only labels that somehow we had to create this dialogue, this labeling, so we could function in this way that we live. But in a deeper way, in a profound way, all the emotions, they are just guests that they come to our presence, and we can embrace them and to accept them without fighting with them, without trying to fix the way we feel, without to make an effort to send them away. Of course, there are moments that we are so drawn to emotions, we are so drawn to certain ways of behaviors and feelings and thoughts, that we need to have certain techniques to help us to slow down this addictive behavior of feelings and thoughts and actions, to have a space to slow down so we can enter the state of inner presence. So every time that we find ourselves judging, analyzing, criticizing, labeling, or projecting in someone that that person knows more, or projecting that in a certain ritual or in a certain practice we will define our spirituality, or the way we dress, or the way we talk, that will define how we are truly spirituality. We are still in a very superficial and projection way of really engaging in this depth of true presence and consciousness. Because when we are in this depth of true presence and conscious, there is no ritual, there is no religion, there is no way of speaking, there is no way of dressing, there is not even the way of explaining that will resonates. Because what real resonates is the capacity to be present. And through true presence, that we need to allow ourselves to sink more and more, day by day, step by step, through the layers of conditioning, through the layers of emotional body, through the layers of the belief systems that we carry for centuries and in this life. The more we allow us to sink into presence, we will start to relate with life and others, looking from what is truly vibrating in that situation, in that person. And we can see beyond all the beautiful words, we can see beyond all the way that person dress, or beyond all even the fake words that person really believes that she's saying, all the rituals. Because the only way to have a true ritual is through the presence. The only way to be in consciousness and true spirituality is to be in that true presence, that we are opening to the experience no matter what. And that's why we see so many people that they are labeled as gurus, as priests, as great speakers, and inspire people to, after years of really having this power and this grace of the word, this instrument that is to release a good speech, to inspire people. And sometimes we receive news that they were abusing their clients, they were liars. Because sometimes we even confuse charisma with true spirituality. True spirituality, true presence, true consciousness goes beyond anything that we want to label as that. True consciousness, true spirituality embrace in this moment what is going on. And of course, when we start to vibrate and to sit in that presence, Many other situations and experience doesn't make sense, but there is an acceptance, there is a allowing to that experience to happen inside of you and outside of you. And what I want really today to point to give you from my space where I am with this awareness that I have in this moment is that most of the time we are just allowing ourselves to grab anything and any tool, so we pretend that we are in peace, that we pretend that we already achieved something, that we pretend that we feel happy. And true awareness is not about pretending. So if you allow the discomfort, if you allow the pain, if you allow the beauty, if you allow the peace, if you allow the confusion to be in that moment, you are truly, step by step, allowing yourself to become more conscious.